Plateau speaking, and I hope you're well. And so you're either watching this live on YouTube, or you are listening to this as the podcast download, or maybe you're watching just the YouTube replay. But whatever it is, in terms of how you're watching, welcome. I've not had my coffee yet, so if I'm struggling to get my words out, that's probably why. So this is the Coffee with Dan morning. We try and run a Facebook Live every morning at the moment to see how that's performing for us. And it's got mixed, really. I'm not quite sure. But one of the benefits of doing it is, one, it gets me out, gets me up and running, gets me ready to go for the day ahead. Let's check my mic, that's fine. The second reason for doing it is it's a really great way of creating content, because now basically I've got no choice. I just hit go on the video and we just got to talk, right? So we've got to get kick-started. And then the third one is, because it's 8:36 here in Spain, so it's 7:36 in England, it means that it's actually quite accessible for people just before they set off to work. But in today's Coffee with Dan morning, what I want to talk to you about is key performance indicators, because these are really, really important in terms of you growing your business. Now, I know people go, well, you know, I've not really got a business yet, I've not got any sales, I've just started out, so I don't have any key performance indicators. And that's just ridiculous. Of course you have. Like, for example, how many video views are you getting? How many podcast views are you getting? How many people are you getting to your website? And people, first of all, I'll tell you, people are not creating video. So, like, think about this. If nobody knows you exist, how on earth will people know you exist? And I had this conversation last week. I was like, how many people are subscribed to your YouTube channel? And they were saying, well, I don't have anyone subscribed to my YouTube channel because I haven't got any content. And then they said, so there's no point in creating content because I've got nobody subscribed. And it's like, you know, chicken or egg, which one comes first? And you've got to be creating content. It doesn't matter if you've got no people watching it. It's irrelevant. And I always quote that example from a couple of years ago where we did a video, it's had like 178 views, we did it 2 years previous, and off that one video we made a £5 sale, okay? And it doesn't matter how many views you're getting, you just need that one person that's watching it that can go, yeah, I want to sign up with this person, and that's exactly what we did, and so I know that it works, right? But people are not producing content. So what we're talking about, so we're on about how many videos have you done, and well, that's a KPI, right? How many have you created? So that could be a target. So we're in May, the 2nd of May, so that's month 5, we've got 7 months left. 30 days in a month is 210 days left to do a video every day. So that's 210 videos. Now you might think that's too much, so set yourself a target. Do, I don't know, do one every 2 weeks, right? Or do one a week, or do one every 2 days. It doesn't matter. But you've got to have an idea as to what you're going to do, because once you start getting content out, then other people will start watching it. So number 1, how many videos you're going to make this year. Number 2, how many views have you got? So, and number 3 on that, by the way, is how many subscribers have you got? And the reason why you want to know how many views you've got is you want to be getting progression. This is why we record KPIs. So, like the month of April, for example, we will put how many views in total we've got across our videos. Now, also, by the way, we might put how many minutes has been watched as well, because we want to up those minutes. The more minutes that people spend watching us, the more time that people are actually engaged with our videos. So, how many videos you created, how many people have watched them, how many subscribers have you got, how many minutes, they're all great KPIs that you should be writing down. So if you did that in April, when we get to May, hopefully those numbers are bigger. Maybe not on in terms of the number of videos created, because you know you can only go so far with that. There's only so much time in a day to actually spend making videos. But in terms of number of subscribers and in terms of the number of people who've watched your video, you can up those. And then you might go, okay, so like, listen to this. Then you might go, well, how can I add more views to my videos? Well, now we're asking the right questions, right? So before we were, well, there's no point in making videos because I don't have any subscribers. Now the whole questioning has changed into, okay, how can I get more video subscribers and video views? And it's like, okay, can I share them out on LinkedIn? Can I share them on Twitter? Can I post to Instagram with a link back to the video? Brilliant. Can I take that video and embed it on my website and have an automated system so that every time I post a new post on my WordPress website, it just gets spewed out to all the social media platforms? That's exactly how we do it, right? So that's why you need to be doing KPIs, because it changes the type of questions that you're running in your business. And even if you've got nobody who's actually buying from you right now, so you've got no customers, then it actually allows you to go and ask better questions in your business that will help you perform better, that will get you to that first client. Okay, so let's have a look and see what other KPIs. Let me just have a quick coffee, because it's coffee with Dan this morning, and I've not drunk any yet. So then, what other KPIs can you have? So, and by the way, when you're creating videos, if you're creating 3 videos, for example, how many podcasts do you think you can get out of that? 3, right? You just extract the MP3, and that then goes up onto your WordPress site. So you've got 3 videos being posted, and then you've got 3 podcasts being posted. Now you've got 6 different pieces of content that's all been going out. And you might go, yeah, but one video and then extracting the audio, that's just the same piece of content. And yes, you might think that, but it's not, because it's just completely different. People sit and watch videos. I mean, we watch YouTube on our big TV, actually. But they might watch them on the phone. But you can't do that while you're driving. They have to listen to a podcast. So you pull out the MP3 because of those people want to listen whilst they're driving or on a treadmill or doing whatever it is that they're doing. So that's why you want to do that. And then if you're posting out one post with one video and then another post with the audio from that video, when that goes out on Twitter, you've got to understand that Twitter is like this. Right? Twitter is just a feed. And once you've posted, that feed has gone. You know, I do get that when you create a video, it's there forever. But actually, in the social media world, it's like yesterday's newspaper. It's old news. It's gone. And Facebook, this is the feed, by the way. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm putting my hands from the top to the bottom. Because your feed is just, you're scrolling through your feed all day long. And so if we posted a video yesterday, you're not gonna scroll through yesterday's video. Right? This is why you can repurpose content and get the same content back out in a year's time, because no one ever remembers it the first time round anyway. And if it's good content, then yes, brilliant, the content is there forever, so you might as well repurpose it. And then actually you might as well get the video. So like we did the video that we were talking about, the $5,000 video with 178 hits and so on, that was called How to Deal with Overwhelm. And actually thinking about it now, we should probably get that video and extract the MP3, and we can go old school, like throwback, however Gary Vee calls it. We can go back and do, you know, just pull it back out, and we can put a little header at the front of a podcast and go, okay guys, this is a video about overwhelm, this is the video that made us $5,000 off one client, and it's so good, I think you need to listen to it. I was literally walking the dog, the content is what's important, that's what you need to listen to, hope you enjoy it. And off you go. Then you play the podcast, and then you close it up, and there you go. It's another podcast. Like, how many videos have we got? So something like 270 videos going back 6 or 7 years. So, like some of those early videos, the content in those early videos, although the production values were a lot lower, when you're extracting them out to audio anyway, no one can tell the production values as long as the sound is all right. So, you even get away with it. You can actually create a lot of content. So, KPIs then. Let's run through some more. How much money have you got? Is a good KPI. How much is in the bank? How much is forecast to come in this month? How much have you got outstanding on invoices that are not paid? How much are you supposed to be paid today? And how will that affect your bank account? So literally every single morning, I log into my bank account, and then I log into my Excel spreadsheet. I see what money's come in, and I put it onto the spreadsheet. I see what bills have gone out. That goes on the spreadsheet too. And it automatically updates how much money I'm going to have left at the end of this month. Now, let's make up some numbers. So let's just say I've got $5,000 coming in at the end of this month, and that's 3 in easy cash. It's all, everything's paid for, and that's how much I've got left. And let's say I've got the same for the next 5 months as well. Okay, so in total, that's 6 months at $5,000. That's 30 grand. Is that a deposit on a house? Yeah, absolutely. In some counties, that's a house. Almost. Anyway. You know, you can still pick up houses for 50 grand. In fact, no, you can pick up a house for 30 grand. I'm sure if you have a look, you know where to look, you can pick up a house for 30 grand. You wouldn't want it, but you can. So, knowing that then allows me to create different questions again. Because if I can make $5,000 a month clear and 3, I can buy a house every 6 months. Then I can fast forward that forecast. How many houses can I have in 10 years? Do you see the difference? Whereas before, you were, well, I don't know what's going on, I haven't got a clue. Well, not having a clue doesn't help your business. You don't think Richard Branson wakes up and goes, I don't have a clue. He knows everything. He's cash flow forecasted everything. He knows his KPIs inside out. You ask any millionaire, That's exactly what goes on. They all know their numbers inside out and back to front. And the other people who are not that level, who are just starting out, go, yeah, but I'll just spend all day long doing numbers, as though they know better, having not had that level of success. I'll tell you now, folks, for people who are doing it, they know their KPIs inside out. Let's look at some more. What about social media numbers? How many followers have you got on LinkedIn? And again, you see, when you go, well, I've only got 26 followers, so there's no point in posting content. How do you think you get more followers? By posting content, okay? And then, if you have only got 26 followers on LinkedIn, or connections as they're called there, then that's a different question again. How can I increase my LinkedIn? And then you go on Google, and you do some research, and you buy the software that'll help you do it, and blah, blah, blah. And off you go. Suddenly you're now growing your LinkedIn. Like we've got 10,700 connections on LinkedIn. It's in my KPI. Our KPI is to grow it. And it's happening organically now, by the way. When we look at how many people are viewing the profile and how many connection requests that we get, it's going organically on its own. We're not having to do anything to push up our LinkedIn connections. It's just happening automatically. Then we go to Twitter. How many followers you got on Twitter? Well, you got 26 on there. Great. How many people can you add per day? How many people can you get to follow you back? What about Facebook? Can you get more connections on Facebook? And then obviously YouTube and podcasts. How can we get that out to get your message out? Because the more opportunity you've got to get your message out to more people, you know, we're down to KLT, right? So K is know, we've got to know you. L is like, we've got to like you. And T, we've got to trust you. And the way in which you get KLT is by creating content. So they get to know you, they get to like you, and eventually they'll get to trust you. Will some people hate you? Yeah, of course they will. Do some people hate me? I hope so. If not, I've not really done my job properly. I need to, you know, get out there a little bit more and just be a little bit more Dan. Some people love Dan, some people don't love Dan. That's great. Those that don't love Dan will never buy my products. I would rather they find out that they don't like me now than get me on a phone call and waste my time for 45 minutes, right? So, and conversely, by the way, those that do love Dan, I would rather they go, actually, I quite like this guy, let's get him on a phone call, and then we close them into a coaching product to help them solve whatever problem they've got. That's brilliant. We're now pre-qualifying before they even come to me. I don't even know who likes me and who dislikes me because they've buggered off, those that dislike me. So that's perfect. So these KPIs, what I want you to do is I want you to have a think about what KPIs you can implement in your business. And then the second thing I want you to do is get a spreadsheet. And on the left-hand side, you can have different KPIs for different things. So like I've even got health, for example. So we've got a weight one, we've got a stomach size one, a waistline one. So for example, in the last 7 weeks, as you know from one of the previous videos, we've lost 2.5 kilos in 7 weeks, and we've lost 2.5 inches off the tummy. All the clothes are starting to fit now, which is nice. And we're making, you know, tremendous differences there. So we've got them for all sorts of things. You can have them in relationships. How many date nights have you had this month? What nice things have you done for your partner? I don't know. Think up some stuff for KPIs. What else in your business could you do? You know, so you've got all the social media, you've got all the income. How many sales pitches have you done this week or this month? Record them. How many times have you asked somebody for a sale? I guarantee the more that you ask someone to buy something, the more income you're going to make, right? Those two are actually, you know, in alignment to each other. The more prospects you speak to, the more you're going to close. The more proposals you send out, the more you're going to close. So number one, think what KPIs. Number two, have a look at creating a spreadsheet. And number three, start filling it in. We're at the end of April. So now go to your LinkedIn, find out how many connections, go to Facebook, write that down. How many Twitter, write that down. How much cash did you bring in for April, write that down. And then when you get to the end of May, how many website visitors, write that down. What's the percentage? You know, we've got a pop-up form, for example, on our website, and we get a 3% opt-in rate on that form. Now we're going to test it and see, can we do a different form and get a higher opt-in rate? And actually we've got some different things that we're doing in terms of growing our email list, because on our KPIs, our email list isn't high enough, right? So now we're creating different products that people can opt into, that's free of charge. They can just download them and it grows our email list. These are the different types of questions you can start to ask when you start looking at KPIs. And that's why they're an integral part of our business, and it should be an integral part of your business, regardless how big or how small your business is. So start entering in that data, and then when you get to the end of May, you can start growing it in as well. Start adding the data in as well, and then you can start asking better questions. How can I grow this? All right, I hope that's useful for you. My name is Dan Latter, and we'll speak to you on the next video and on the next podcast. Take care, guys.